Mitch Marner trade rumors continue to pick up, and this trade proposal might be the best one yet. Plus, the Leafs offseason edition may turn out to be better than we thought. And I'm going to break it all down for you coming up on this episode of Hat Trick HQ. But before we get into it, I gotta say, we're on the road for 5,000 subscribers here on the channel before the end of the summer. So if you're not subscribed and you're enjoying this daily Leafs and NHL content, make sure you're down below and hit that subscribe button. But with that said, let's jump right into the first topic of the video, which is this is better than we thought. And yes, the Maple Leafs added a lot of players this offseason, and this player kind of got overshadowed a little bit with the Chris Tanev signing, and that's Philippe Myers. He is a 6'6" right-hand shot defenseman, big body guy who's just going to be that physical defensive presence for this Maple Leafs team, but it's looking like now we will see him in the Marlies system. Obviously, there's not going to be an open slot for him on this Toronto Maple Leafs defensive pairings quite yet, but we did get a little bit of a breakdown on his game from a reporter here, and we're just going to bring it up for you here now. This is what he had to say. He said, Myers' ability to use his size effectively can help in neutralizing opposing forwards and contributing to a stronger defensive core. His ability to use his size to his advantage in battles along the boards and in front of the net can be a game changer for the Maple Leafs. He said he's huge, and winning puck battles would be a great benefit for the team. This is a perfect breakdown on Philippe Myers' game here. This is not a guy who's going to go out there and get you a point every game or whatever it may be, but this is a guy much like Chris Tanev, who is going to just be that physical presence, who's just going to be that, guy in the defensive zone who's winning those battles along the board, who's blocking the shots in front of the net, who's laying people out. This is what Philippe Myers brings to this Toronto Maple Leafs club. And like I alluded to earlier, last year, we did see him with the Syracuse Crunch in the AHL, so it's looking like we will see him in the Marlies to start this season. But don't get me wrong, this guy has had NHL time. He's had 16, 13-point seasons, and he's a tremendous defensive defenseman. He's just never really got a fair shake in the NHL. I would go out on a limb in saying that. I think he's played, a fair amount of NHL games. He has that experience in the bag, but in the AHL, just these past couple of seasons, he's been dominating the defensive game, but getting him down in that Marlies system, which is such a great developmental team down there, will bring his game to the next level. And if there is an injury on that right side in Toronto this year, I'd say this is the first guy that they make the call on, because he is just going to be the guy who comes up. He's going to get in the games. He's not going to blow your mind offensively, but he's going to do those nitty-gritty things that people don't really notice a lot of, and he's going to be a solid 7-8 defenseman here for Toronto. But I'm really excited to see what he can do here to start the season with the Marlies, and hopefully we'll get to see him up with the big club at some point this year, because I think he has a lot of potential to be a great defensive defenseman in Toronto. I think just evolving his game a little bit in the AHL would be tremendous for this guy. And he's only in here, I think, a one-year contract at $775K. So, you're not taking that big of a risk. So if he gets in and he stays in the lineup, then, that's free cap for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But we're going to get into the second topic of the video today, which is Marner trade rumors are heating up. And yes, we've been talking about Marner trades, it seems like forever here. And we did have a report last week, if you missed it, saying that, at the draft, they said if a Mitch Marner trade was to happen, it would be a couple weeks, maybe a month down the road. And we're kind of in that timetable right now of when a trade might go down. And yesterday, we talked about a Jacob Trouba potential trade offer that did come up. And today, we have another trade offer that I think is probably one of the best ones that I've seen so far, and I'm just going to bring it up for you guys here. It's with the Winnipeg Jets, and this would be the Toronto Maple Leafs getting Nikolai Ehlers, Rutger McGroarty, and a 2025 first-round pick in exchange for just Mitch Marner. I think this is the best trade proposal I've seen put forward. You're not getting that all-star talent back, but I think at this point, you're not going to get an all-star talent back for Mitch Marner. It just doesn't really make sense. I feel like Toronto would have to throw something into that deal to get an all-star caliber player back. But just the way the trade market's been recently, it just doesn't seem like that is a viable option. There's not a lot of teams looking to move out an all-star as well. So, you're going to get the best out of a bad situation here if you are trying to trade Mitch Marner. I mean, Nikolai Ehlers has been a tremendous player in the NHL over his time in the Winnipeg Jets system. Obviously, he hasn't, he's not putting up 90 points or close to 100 points like Mitch Marner's going to, but he's going to be a solid guy on that left wing who's going to contribute for your team. And Rutger McGroarty is a guy who I believe he still hasn't signed his entry-level deal, but this guy has a tremendous prospect. He has so much potential playing center and left wing that, getting him back would be a great piece for the future for Toronto. And then getting that first-round pick back in return would be very helpful for Toronto, because then they could go out, maybe trade that at the deadline to get somebody to help them for their playoff run. That would make a lot of sense. I know a lot of people, including myself, don't want to see Mitch Marner go, but if it does happen and if he does get traded, this is probably the best option. I mean, I'm just going to bring up Nikolai Ehlers' stats here over since 2020. He's had a 46-point season, a 55-point season, a 38-point season where he was dealing with a little bit of injury. But last year, he had played all 82, putting up 61 points, 25 goals, 35 assists. This guy is tremendous. He's a great scorer. He's great. He has a great shot. He has great passing ability. He's not too bad at the defensive side of the game either. So, getting a guy back, he's not going to be the high caliber like Mitch Marner, but he will be impactful on this team. I think if you put him up on that top line left wing with Austin Matthews, and maybe you move up Domi to that right side like we've seen in the playoffs, they could be a tremendous top line for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Or even if you want to do Domi on the second with Nylander on the top, so you get an extra bit of scoring up there, that could be something that works as well. And I really like this trade, honestly. This is the best. Like I said, I seen this. I had to make a video on it because it was the best and the most fair one I've seen so far. Because, like I said, you're not going to get that high caliber back that every Leafs fan wants, but you're getting two great pieces here, one for your future, one for your now, that are really going to help up, and it's going to free up cap space for you as well, so you can go out and sign a bottom six to middle six forward if you want, sign another defenseman if you want. It's just giving the Leafs that much more wiggle room than what they have right now, which the wiggle room they have is nothing. They have nothing right now. So, getting to free up some cap space, not having to worry about signing Mitch Marner to a long-term deal, $11 million plus, that would take a lot of stress off the shoulders of Toronto Maple Leafs. But do I think it happens? No, I think Mitch Marner stays. I can't see a world where he gets traded, but we're seeing these reports come out every single day talking about potential trade proposals, which kind of has me thinking, it has a lot of you guys thinking, that this is something that can happen. It would shock me if I looked at my phone and the notification said Mitch Marner is traded to X team for who and who. Like, my jaw would drop to the floor, because I just can't see Mitch Marner in any other jersey than a Toronto Maple Leafs one. But like I said, I had to report on this. This is a great trade for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think if Mitch Marner is going, this is the best deal you're going to get for him. Or if another team is offering a deal similar to this, it makes sense that way. But yeah, that's it for the Mitch Marner trade rumors. Who knows? We might have another crazy trade proposal tomorrow, and might blow us all away like this one today. I want to hear your guys' thoughts though down below. Rutger McGroarty is a great prospect, and I don't know if a lot of people know who he is, but just for argument's sake, I'm going to bring him up here. He's playing with the University of Michigan in college. He had 39 points in 39 games last season, or 2 seasons ago, and last season he put up 52 and 36, so he's progressing down there in the NCAA. So moving over to maybe the Marlies or their ECHL affiliate now would help him tremendously in his development. And this is a guy who I could see, eventually in a couple years' time make this Toronto Maple Leafs team and be an impact guy for them. It's just, it's a tough pill to swallow, I'm going to say, for Leafs fans, because you don't want to see, a high-level guy like Mitch Marner go like that and get, not a high-level guy back in return. But this sets them up for the future, it sets them up for the now, and it gives them a pick that they can trade for somebody who they're looking to get at the trade deadline. So it makes a lot of sense, but Me personally, I'm going to keep saying it. I can't see a trade for Mitch Marner happening, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What do you think about this trade proposal? Do you think it's better than the Jacob Trouba one we've seen yesterday? Do you think it's the best one we've seen so far? And what do you think, Mitch, what would you trade for Mitch Marner? If you were an NHL GM looking to get Mitch Marner in, what are your guys' trade proposals? I'd love to read them down below in the comment section. We're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here, which is comment of the day. And comment of the day today goes to Greg. Greg says, add Lafreniere into the Trouba trade, and he would do it in a heartbeat. And, Lafreniere has been a guy who, a lot of people were calling the bust. Last season, he kind of picked it up a little bit and was starting to contribute. And yes, that would make the deal definitely interesting than more than just Jacob Trouba for Mitch Marner 1-for-1. Yes, I think that's a deal. Then when you look at it and you say, hey, this is something that we could do. We have, a young guy who, was, a highly touted prospect. Maybe he unlocks his potential here to Toronto. It is a big risk to take, but, is it a risk that Trill and the Leafs are willing to make? I think the better trade is the one we talked about today with Ehlers and McGroarty, but I do like adding Lafreniere into that trade for sure. That would be interesting to see him in a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey 100%. But appreciate the comment, Greg. Appreciate you showing your support here on the channel. If you guys enjoyed this one, make sure down below, hit that like button. It helps push these videos to all the NHL fans on YouTube. Also, comment on the video. It might be featured on the next comment of the day, just like our buddy Greg. And subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers before the end of the summer. So please, if you're not subscribed already, go down below and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to check out a video I did on that Jacob Trouba trade yesterday, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC. Keep your stick on the ice.